It's Monday and time for a check of the headlines on the economic front with our Ji Abby Lee at the Korea Economic Daily's Global Edition. Ji, welcome back.
Hi, Sunny. So what do we have to do if we want a bright start to 2022?
You tell me.
I will do that. We need to have a good look at the past year so that we can prepare accordingly in the new year. And that is exactly what we will do today. Korea's initial public offering market renewed record highs in 2021 on the back of conglomerate interest in the new businesses and growth stocks in emerging tech. More than 20 million people participated in the public offering market in 2021, a whopping 11 times more than the year prior. Thanks to the surge in engagement, companies raked in a record number of 20 trillion won, or nearly $17 billion through IPOs. Returns on public offerings have been in the 50% range for 2 years in a row, helped by ample liquidity and the global stock market boom. There is yet another reason why more people began participating in IPOs, namely the adoption of the equal allocation system. Now, under the system, a company gives the same opportunities to all subscribers as long as a minimum deposit is made. That incentivizes an unlikely demographic to take interest in the market, like homemakers and students, get this, as young as elementary school kids.
Oh wow, elementary school
Starting
kids.
early, right?
Right, I see. So how does this G compare to previous years?
Well, to answer that question, let me quote Im Jae-jun, an executive director at the Korea Exchange. Im told the Korea Economic Daily that 2021 was the year that reopened the era of nationwide participation in the IPO market. According to him, 10 trillion won used to be the barrier, but last year's IPO market has doubled that threshold. Industry insiders forecast that conglomerates' expansion into new businesses and the popularity of growth stocks among retail investors will continue to fuel the IPO market boom for decades. Many are bullish on the nearly 13 trillion won worth of LG Energy Solution shares, with the IPO slated for mid-January. Other big kahunas preparing for an IPO this year include Hyundai Engineering, One Store, and Kakao Entertainment. According to Korea Exchange, some 20 conglomerates have requested screening in preparation to go public this year.
Right. Meanwhile, Ji, I understand foreign investors have been expanding their holdings on the local bourse. Tell us more.
So you're absolutely right. Foreign investors ramped up their holdings of Korean stocks by 180-folds in 30 years, expanding their influence in the local financial markets and domestic corporate management. Korean shares became global in 1992 when the government allowed foreigners to invest in the local stock market. This year marks the 30th year of their investment in Asia's fourth largest economy. Now, back in 1992, foreigners held 4 trillion won in Korean shares, almost 5% of the total market capitalization. In 2020, the holdings surged to 764 trillion won, more than 31% of the market cap, though it declined slightly last year.
I see. Time for one more story, I believe, Ji. I'm hearing mega business plans by a local conglomerate. Tell us more.
That's right. So let's take a look at Samsung's M&A plans. The group is in negotiations to buy a leading U.S. drug maker, Biogen. The Nasdaq-listed biotech firm approached Samsung to sell shares, which could be valued at more than 50 trillion won, or $42 billion. If realized, it will be Samsung Group's largest transaction yet after its $8 billion acquisition of electronics maker Harman in 2016. That's all for me today. I'll be back same time next week.
All right, Ji, as always, thank you very much for the coverage.
Thanks for having me.